What's up? It's Ward Wrestling Live here, Dan Ward. We're back with another amazing, awesome wrestler, wrestling coach, just somebody in our wrestling community, in our country. He is one of the assistant coaches over at North Central up in Naperville, Illinois. He wrestled for Wisconsin Lacrosse. He finished 24-1, including 21-1 at 157 pounds, 3-0 at 160 pounds. He was a National Wrestling NWCA All-American First Team, NCAA Division III Upper Midwest Regional, I think finalist or champ?
Yeah, I my senior year I won it. Yeah.
Senior year he won it, and then of course he was ranked #1 going into the NCAA Division III championships, and this little thing called COVID showed up, and that kind of nixed it for him. So unfortunately, didn't have his chance at the crown there. Most believe that it was his year to take it, but he's found a new home here at North Central. It's Coach Grant Zamin. What's up, Coach?
How's it going, man? Thanks for having me on. I appreciate
Yeah, man,
it.
it's awesome. I feel like I just saw you yesterday at Fargo. You were running around, first of all, representing your state, the great state of Illinois, and coaching your boys there. And congratulations to Illinois. They had a fantastic turnout up there. Obviously, your state is second to none. Us here in Florida, we had a great showing for as we're starting to grow. But man, congratulations to your state, all your boys, all the stop signs you guys brought home. Man, that experience was something, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a lot. I was the other coaches on the staff were joking around because I had like 20 guys on my list just because not only am I a college coach because I want to see all these guys wrestle, but I was just like, I want to get out there and get in these guys' corner and get to know them and see what gets them taken. So I was running all over, and I saw you running all over with your camera, and we stopped and talked a couple of times, but it was a lot of fun.
For sure. And obviously, for those that don't know, it's public now. My son will be joining him after his senior year. It's out there now. So thanks for everything you've done to welcome my son into that North Central family. But man, so you were at University of Wisconsin Lacrosse, did your thing there, and then you progressed over to becoming a grad assistant at North Central last year. And I guess they liked you that much. Now you're on a pay plan. So you're in the room and you're going hard. Man, talk about it. What makes that place home for you?
Oh man, I don't know where. Well, I know where to start. There's just a lot of reasons. I won't make it too long, but back when I was in high school, I was getting recruited to lacrosse by Coach Cook and Coach Malachek. And after my sophomore year at lacrosse, Cook transferred over here, and he was kind of like my guy. When you go to college, oftentimes you kind of find a coach that that's just your guy, So he was my practice partner most days and getting my extra workouts. And when I found out he was going to North Central, I was like selfishly kind of ticked off.
Yeah.
But I knew in order for him to be a coach and make it as a coach, he had to do what he had to do. Plus, he had just gotten, I'm pretty sure at that time, engaged, if not married, on his way over here. So he was ready to kind of get a associate coach or a head assistant coach position over here, and it was the right move for him. Obviously, if you follow our last couple of years since he's been here, but yeah. So after I finished college, he was like, "Hey, I know you want to be a college wrestling coach," and if I'm being honest with you, I don't know if I knew I was going to be a college wrestling coach because everyone in my family was into sales. So I was like, no, I got my marketing degree and I'm ready to start selling to people and making some money. I'm going to be rich, have a boat, all this stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, so small little tangent. When my parents found out I was going to be a college wrestling coach, it was during the COVID year, my senior year, and my parents thought I was in sales, and the announcer for the duel was like, yeah, well, comes our 165 from lacrosse, and he says he's going to be a college wrestling coach. And I get it. After I beat the kid, my parents like, I think there was something wrong with the announcement. There must have been a glitch or something. Like they said, you're going to be a college. I was like, I was so, I was just so thrown off. I was like, oh man, there's going to be a lot of phone calls about this one, just because they've helped me pay for college. But yeah, so that was that. But I'm here now. I got to meet Coach Joe Norton. For those of you guys who don't know, he's been the head coach, I think, the past 8 or so years here at North Central, and he handed over his men's head coach to Cook, whereas he's still the head women's coach. They're both still head coaches, and it's going to operate the same. But yeah, Coach Joe, when I met him on my tour over here, he was just the man. When I met Joe, he was the same as me and Cook, where maybe I like drinking coffee and Cook likes drinking coffee, but Joe drinks his Mountain Dew, drinks his coffee. He's just very high energy, and he has this energy about him that just makes you want to do crazy stuff. So
Yeah, I mean, you meet
so
him, you
um,
meet him and you meet him and he looks like this little innocent dude. And then you get into the room and you watch him work and all the passion and the energy comes out of him, right? And
yes,
he just gets started. And him and Cook, man, I mean, what is it? They're like chicken and rice, right? I mean, they work together so well.
it's just an interesting dynamic, and I love sitting in that office every day, just hearing not only hearing the goofy conversations that go on, but learning from them, because they've been doing this a lot longer than I have, and just seeing their passion. I think that's the key to all of it, is just being passionate.
And you're going to be involved in both sides, right? Men and women's?
Yep. So this last year I was the GA for the men's, but as you know, since I'm on this podcast, I love wrestling. So I went to the men's, women's practices, and even women's tournaments, duels. Went to the off-season tournaments with the women. I love being around wrestling, and it's a little different because it's freestyle, but it's making me a better. I'm learning freestyle a lot more because I haven't done freestyle since high school. So it's been a lot of fun. But now this year I'm doing both again. But this time it's actually in my title. So it's yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, obviously we came up and visited and got to enjoy the campus, and it's a beautiful campus, beautiful area. Right there, right in Naperville. I mean, we literally walked out the back door of the gym and took and we went about, I don't know, 70, 80 yards and we were in Chipotle. So
Yeah, good lunch right there, baby. I love Chipotle.
yeah, which is like the wrestlers go to, right? I know after any tournament or they're done weight cutting, all my kids' friends are like, we're going to Chipotle. So it's like the
But
go-to. But man, so you found a home there. And I know, I mean, last year you were a grad assistant, and from what I understand, there were Division I programs still contacting you because of your eligibility, saying, "Hey, man, come give us your last year, come give us your last year." But you had really transitioned into, man, giving back and being a part of a program, and now the teaching aspect kicked in. And from what Cook and Norton told me, he's fallen in love with it, and he's good. He told them, no, thank you, and off you went, huh? So what was that decision hard, or did you get to a point where you're like, all right, it's a new stage in my life?
now I'll be well. First off, not many people know that story, so I'm surprised you know that. Uh, yeah, no, it wasn't a hard decision at all. I knew I wanted to stick around here, especially after everything that these guys have done for me here. They've really just busted their butts to get me this position, and not only as a GA, but now as a full-time coach. So as much as I love wrestling and competing, I found so much love and passion for coaching. Just because when those guys step out there, it's not you stepping out there, it's them. So it's out of my control. All I can do is let them wrestle. But in the process, you have your practices and you have your one-on-ones and you have your personal conversations with these guys. But at the end of the day, it's them stepping out there, not you. So I remember when I went to nationals, it was a whole new just nervousness because I couldn't sit still in the corner, man. Like when I go out there, I'm ready to punch someone in the face. But when they're out there, I know they want to do that, but I just can't control what they're gonna do. So it took some adjusting to do, but I love that feeling, and it keeps you on the edge of your seat, and it keeps you just fired up and ready to go.
And from what I understand, competition is not over for you at the college level. It is, but from what I understand, you're still going to be doing some world competition, doing some open stuff as far as competing. I know I read something that you're really passionate about freestyle. You love that kind of aspect of wrestling, and you still want to try and do some things. Are we still going to see you compete? I heard you may. Is that true? Not true?
Yeah, that's true. You're not gonna see me put on a headgear ever again, though. I'm done with the folk style stuff. So that's one joke we kind of have here is I wrestled in the Midlands this last year and it went all right. And I haven't when I went to that tournament, I hadn't wore a headgear in just about a year, and it was pretty weird putting that thing on. I couldn't hear anything. I was like, gosh, I do not miss wearing headgear. So when I wrestled at the US Open a couple months ago, it felt like home, just not only doing freestyle, but I didn't have to wear one of those stupid headgears. So
You loved it. Was Fargo a place that you had been when you were younger in Illinois?
no, I was a late starter when it came to wrestling. I wrestled. I was only a two-time state qualifier in Illinois. My junior year, I took fourth at freestyle state, and then never qualified for Fargo. And then my senior year, I got shoulder surgery right after season, and never did Fargo. But now here I am. I'm happier than ever.
Yeah, you did fine. Your career's been great. You have a degree in your back pocket, and you got to wrestle in college. And going through this process with my son, I learned that it's not many people get the opportunity to wrestle at any level in college or play sports at any level in college. So no matter what division it is, if you get an opportunity to be a college athlete, it's something special. So
Yeah.
you did that. Talk about North Central a little bit. I know we spoke a lot about you and your decision to be there. Now you're on the other side of it. Now you're out there at Fargo talking to kids, and it's not just about, hey, nice job, fun to watch you wrestle. Now it's like, hey, have you heard of North Central? Have you considered North Central? Are you thinking about going to college? Is military your route or is college? Because if it is, now you're in sales. You could tell mom and dad, I am selling.
Yeah.
But I've been on the campus, so I kind of know. But why North Central? If I'm a recruit out there, and you're talking to me, and I'm a kid that's considering D2s, D3s, NAIAs, even D1s. What do you say to me to pick that school?
Yeah. Well, we do run into those other schools a lot, those D2s, D3s, D1s, occasionally every once in a blue moon, some JUCOs. But yeah, I when I'm doing my recruiting, I like to just put it out there that we like wrestling. And I've been on some teams where wrestling might not be the number one priority. I think, yes, getting your degree is the most important thing, but if you don't like wrestling, why are you here? So if you don't like wrestling, why are you at North Central? You could go to pretty much any other school, like Big Ten schools all around the country. But if you want to wrestle and if you want to have a balanced life, I think you can do that here at North Central because, like you said, we're going to be showing some pictures of the downtown. if you want to go and be a college student, you can go be a college student, literally 70, 80 yards off campus, go to Chipotle, hang out near the bar and grills downtown. There's a river. But for most of our guys and girls, I'd say almost every single one of them, it's if they have some free time, they want to come in the wrestling room. And I think in Division III that sometimes is a little harder to find just because you're not as on much of a routine as these Division I schools where, hey, you have to get 2 or 3 workouts in today. Well, we're gonna give you the puzzles to be put in place to become a national champion, but I think you just gotta want to do it. So just wanting to do it. If you love wrestling, I think North Central is the place for you. And if you want to have kind of a little bit of a social life too, you have that 70, 80 yards down the road.
You know, and foreign education. I mean, obviously, most D3 athletes are going to be there because they're student athletes, right? They're going to love sports, love wrestling, but they're there to get an education too, right? And you know, one thing I noticed was that what do they call it? Like the Chicagoland area is very affluent. There's a lot of people that are involved in not just North Central, but a lot of the colleges in the area, but you know, North Central specific. There's a lot of booster money. There's a lot of boosters around there that when you graduate from that school, people know you came from North Central. There's job opportunities, there's placements, there's different things. And it was really cool to be there. But as far as the athletics, I mean, it was incredible. The dorms were unbelievable. But one really cool thing that I noticed, and you may expand on this, is that so your freshman year, you go stay wherever they put you. But your sophomore year, if you're an athlete, you can transition to the dorms right behind the track. So you're actually in the sports complex, literally 100 feet from one of your weight rooms. The track is indoors. So for those of you that think you can't get your cardio in because Chicago is 50 below zero, there's a huge indoor track that's unbelievable right next to the weight room. So to talk about that, what is the benefit of being able to live right inside the sports complex?
Well, you live there, right? So whenever you want to work out, all you have to do is set your alarm 5 minutes before you want to go up or get down there and work out. You can do that. I hope they're not setting their alarm 5 minutes before they go and work out. I hope they can kind of have their cup of coffee and actually be awake and into practice, not just there. But yeah, the furthest you'll ever be from campus, our wrestlers will be at the top of the hill, and each year they get closer. So you come down that hill towards the athletic side of campus, and yeah, like you said, it's a one of a kind facility. It's a resident hall and a recreational center. So you got your weights over in its own part of the rec hall, but also that beautiful track facility where you got some basketball hoops. I've never played basketball there. I've kicked a soccer ball around there, but yeah, and I hope I never do. I'm just not a basketball player. I don't think too many of us wrestlers are. No, we use that track for mainly just preseason stuff. We tell a lot of our guys and a lot of our recruits we're wrestlers, so we're not going to be doing too much running. And I think you kind of already know this. We've told Daniel this. We're not a track and field team. We're wrestlers, so we condition through our wrestling. I think especially this day and age with the guys, when they hear that, they're like, what? No running, no sprints, none of that. Well, preseason we do kind of weed out the guys who are just looking for a roster spot. We want guys who are committed in the classroom and want to win a national title as a team and individually. So we have our fun in that track and field the first couple of weeks of school, or I should say they do, and then they do some stadiums in the preseason, and they do some hurling over that ledge right there, and they get to work, and I love it.
And it's an amazing football stadium. Unfortunately, when I was there, they had the turf up, so I just saw a big dirt hole. But you could walk into the stadium and kind of see and imagine what it would be like. They had the turf up. I'm sure they were doing repairs or whatever. But I know Coach told me that you guys are always out there during football season as a team rooting on.
Yep.
But and it was cool because you guys have the weight room right there, right outside the wrestling room, which is right behind me. You can see here, and then you guys also have the larger weight room over by the track, which is cool. And that was it's an awesome campus, man. I really enjoyed myself there down in Naperville. And then as a kid coming to college, it seemed like the town really welcomed the college kids to come in
Yeah,
and work at the shops and work at the restaurants and really be a part of the town.
yeah,
And a lot of the people that I spoke to while I was there say, a lot of kids do that to make some extra money or to maybe help their parents pay for their portion of
right,
college or do something just to keep sanity and get that break away from school.
right. Yeah, I mean, when you walk downtown, it's a younger environment. Pretty much any shop you walk into, unless it's an antique shop or a small business, it's usually a college student working there or someone around that age. So I think it just makes it fun for those college students because everywhere you go, it's people around the same age as you, whether it's on campus, near the athletic side of campus, or even just downtown Naperville. You have those people that you can relate to and make friends with.
Yeah,
It
very
doesn't have.
awesome. And a car's not necessary. Everything's right there. You've got a train
No,
that'll take you 40 minutes right into the city.
yes, I love right here, the Chicago cars right there. My friends like to give me crap because I'm from the suburbs, but everyone knows if you're from the suburbs, you're from Chicago. So whatever.
Yeah.
But no, there's a train right a block or two off campus, so you take that. And I actually took it the other weekend. It's a 45-minute to an hour train ride to the city, or if you take your car, which is unnecessary, but if you take your car, it should take around 40 to 50 minutes. And then if you're looking for the O'Hare International Airport near Chicago, that's about 30 minutes. But there's shuttle services that we have at North Central. I remember I was walking through campus one of my first weeks as a GA, and I saw a couple of freshmen carrying like loads of bags to their dorms. I was like, did you guys just get back from Walmart? They're like, yeah. I was like, who drove? And they're like, oh yeah, like the North Central College shuttle service drove us to Walmart. I was like, what?
Oh,
That's
nice.
that's sweet.
Man,
So
a lot of conveniences right there, right? Well, talk about the upcoming year. You guys have your recruiting class coming in. You guys got a lot of um, really good freshmen coming in, but not only that, I saw that you have some really good transfers that were coming from some upper levels in the NCAAs and
yeah,
transferring into you.
yeah,
And girls, man, you guys are getting some hammers. I saw that. I saw some girls that you guys are getting, man. Uh, God willing, it's your year, right? And do some
yeah.
things. Talk about the upcoming season, the expectations, uh, what you think, what you look forward to, and what you think about the class coming in.
Yeah. Well, I think the fun thing for me and some of the girls on our team, they helped out with the women's side of Fargo. So um, just already knowing these guys when they're coming in. When I was coaching at Fargo, I got to meet a lot of these guys and get to know them a little more personally. And I think that's just such a good advantage to have over some of the teams you're competing against because they're kind of building those connections day one. Whereas I've already had a week and a half with these guys because of the Fargo camp and then Fargo itself, and then you get to have that just that communication after guys kind of maybe don't place at Fargo and they want like some sort of guidance or they want that coach to kind of tell them what they need to work on or they're pissed off and they just they need someone. So I think when you can have a college coach that your college coach is there. I think you're already a step ahead of some other people. But in terms of the people we're bringing in, it was exactly what I told you earlier. It's people who are good people, people who kind of just have it figured out and they want to go wrestle, and they're going to go to class and they're going to be successful afterwards. They might have that learning curve their freshman year, but we got a good group of guys and girls coming in. I think just our returners though, I think we got the right puzzle pieces with the returners and just the guys and girls that we're bringing in. It's going to make it that much tougher in the practice room. And if we're beating the crap out of each other in the practice room, it's going to be that much easier to go out to these opens at the national tournament.
They're coming off of what, 2 top 5 finishes, right? Was it boys and girls?
Yeah, top 4. So the girls took 4th. Brand new program, girls took 4th, and then the guys took 3rd this year. And just the trajectory we've had, we're going 10, 9, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. So we're getting there. And I'm just really excited with the guys and girls we have coming in, because I know that they're committed, just in all aspects of life. And it's a lot of fun when they love wrestling. So that's how we recruit these people. But one person I'm really excited about, he just committed the other day. It's a high school buddy of mine, which is so weird. So a buddy, same age as me. We went to Warren Township High School, suburb of Chicago, right in Gurnee. Shout out Coach Ramette, Coach Jobst. Love you guys. But my teammate, I'm going to be coaching him. So that's going to be an interesting thing right there. But
is he the one coming from Nebraska?
Yes. Yeah.
Right. He's coming from Kearney, right?
Yeah, Nebraska Kearney. He wrestled there for 5 years actually, and somehow he at least has 1 year, if not 2 years, with his COVID stuff and red shirts and all that. But we're excited. We're really excited about the guys we have coming in, and I'm excited to kind of just stay connected with my buddy Andrew Demos. So it'll be
all the boys and girls coming in. You don't want to end up on the couch in Norton's office. That means that means no.
Yeah. So a couple of things have changed since you last been here, actually. So that dirt mounds on camp at the fields, that actually we were redoing the field. So we kind of replaced the old turf field, and we got a brand new shiny turf field now. I'll have to send you a picture after this. It's looking really, really sharp.
Awesome.
But then the therapy couch, I think you're referring to,
yeah.
Solve life problems and just have to talk about whatever these guys and girls want to talk about. Which,
or if your grades aren't up to par, you're sitting in that. You're sitting.
Well, that's Cook's couch. That's Cook's couch. Cook's couch is the homework couch, as we call it. That one's in his office. Then you got my office in the middle. And then you got Joe's office where the therapy couch used to be, but now we have a therapy table. And we say therapy as a joke, but it's just for conferences and just being able to talk face to face and see how everyone's doing. And
the transition is tough for young kids, right? I mean, so I have to imagine there is some therapy needed as far as mindset and just kind of, I'm sure there's some homesickness that happens, and I'm sure there's just some moments you need somebody to kind of grab you by the collar and say, we're here for you, kid, right? And it was kind of cool to see that they do that, because they don't want you to fail. And I even talking with before I was with the athletic department, I had to go on tour with the administration department, and they say, yeah, we've definitely come a long way on how we recruit in all athletics, and we really take education serious. We want to make sure that before these boys and girls are gonna succeed on a field, on a court, on a mat. We got to make sure they can succeed in life and in the classroom. And it was cool to hear how they've worked with the coaching staff and they've worked with different people on how to assess that when you're recruiting a child, right? Because I'm sure it was new for everybody, but that was cool. The other thing before we wrap up is I wanted to ask, how good is Michaela?
Who?
Is that how you say her name, Michaela?
Michaela?
How do you say?
Elena? Oh, McCoy.
Makoya. I
Who the
totally
heck
screwed
is
up your name. I said Michaela, not Makoya. But man, is she,
McCoy? Yeah.
yeah, how good is that girl?
She's pretty damn good. She's a beast. Gosh, she's just. We have this board right behind your head back there. It's called the Hammer Award, and I think if there's one wall you want to get up on in our wrestling room, we got our academic All-American, which is probably the second most important. But I think, like I was saying, academic All-American, Hammer Award, Teammate Award, National Champ, Conference Champ. But I think if there's one board you want to get on, I think it's the Hammer Award because all these other things are measured on how you perform, but a Hammer Award, it doesn't matter how good or bad you are at something. It's based off of you're just a hammer in the not just the restaurant, but you're a hammer in all aspects of life. So kind of like what you're saying, in the community, in the classroom, in the wrestling room, you just got it figured out. And we know that person's, as soon as they step in the room, it doesn't matter how they're feeling that day, they're gonna come punch you in your face. And that's Yelena right
And
there.
she has a few big banners up on the brick wall there too.
Yep, she's pretty famous around Naperville.
She's
But
bringing home some medals now too, right? She's bringing home some medals now too.
Yeah, so if she's a hammer. When everything I just said about Hammer Award, she's that to a T. And
Her personality is awesome. I had like 4 of the girls on the show once, and she's back there like, I don't know, just not a care in the world. And that I ask questions and she's like, wait a second, what did you say? And Norton's like, Norton starts digging into her. And like she's just thinking about who she's gonna kill next. She's like, her mindset is like, where am I going next? But man, it's been cool to watch her grow through the years. That I remember first interviewing all those girls when they were young, coming in with Norton and Cook, and then seeing the progression. And you see, I mean, last year she lost at that level and she took it really tough and she went back to the drawing board and now she didn't lose. So she's definitely on the right track. But man, yeah, program's in good hands with her, man. She seems like one hell of a wrestler.
yeah, she's one of the big personalities on the women's team. She knows how to just make everyone feel calm and relaxed with her goofy personality. But as soon as she steps out there and does her jumping jacks on the line and whatever else, they're like, she means business. So we love it.
Well, that's good, man. Hey, man, obviously it's been great getting to know you. I appreciate, I know even in Fargo, you pulled my son aside to help him with his confidence and just keeping his mind right. So thank you for that. And man, just I'm looking forward to, one day saying I'm a North Central dad. So it'll be awesome. I can't wait to.
Here yet?
Nope, no gear has come over yet.
Once he steps on campus, we're gonna get a lot of gear coming your way.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm sure he'll. I know. He was wearing his North Central shirt the other day. He's really proud of it. He's proud of where he's come and the distance he's, from 0-30 to getting an opportunity in college, and we'll see where it goes. He's really excited about it.
Yeah, we're really excited about Daniel. Just seeing not only how how good he is, but I've had the opportunity to talk with him and just see how he reacts after a win and after a loss, and just got to see him practice too. So he's gonna go really far in wrestling and in life just because of the attitude he has. So I'm really excited about having him here and getting to know your guys' family a lot more, and hopefully getting Coach Cook, Coach Joe, getting everyone on this podcast sometime in the future.
Let's do it. And if you're visiting Naperville, Empire, go get a burger.
Yep. Best burger east.
Absolutely unbelievable. First place,
Yeah.
coaches told me, Empire, go get a burger. Man, it's on fire on the river there. Had a great time. Man, I appreciate you coming on, and this was fun, and we'll do it again.
Yes. Yes, I can't wait, man. Thanks for having me. It's been a true honor, and it's always fun talking some wrestling and building that connection with the Florida side, you know. So
Yeah, man.
thank you.
Got to get Florida in the room.